Think like a monk. Have you ever stopped to think about how many times your mind imprisons you? How often do you feel suffocated by expectations, comparisons, and pressures that aren't even truly yours? The book, Think Like a Monk, by Jay Shetty begins with a powerful reality check. Life is not about running faster than everyone else. It's about learning to walk at your own pace. And what if I told you that there is a way to silence the noise of the world while at the same time finding peace, clarity, and purpose in your daily life? Emotional introduction. Jay Shetty doesn't speak from an ordinary place. He actually lived as a monk. He gave up what many would call success in order to immerse himself in silence, discipline, and self-awareness. Along that journey, he discovered something we are all searching for: inner peace in the middle of chaos. And that's the invitation of the book. It's not about isolating yourself in a monastery. It's about learning to think like a monk even while sitting in traffic, facing pressure at work, dealing with frustration, and carrying the invisible pains we often hold in silence. The problem: noise and illusion. We live surrounded by distractions. Social media, other people's opinions, goals that never seem to be enough. And the worst part? Many of these voices start shaping who we believe we are. But are you really this version of yourself that constantly demands more and more? Or is there a purer essence inside you, suffocated by external noise? The book challenges us to face this question. Because thinking like a monk isn't about disconnecting from life. It's about reconnecting with it in a real and meaningful way. First emotional turning point: the ego. Jay reminds us that much of our suffering comes from the ego. The ego that compares us, forces us to compete, and makes us seek validation. How many times have you felt that you would only have value if you achieved that job, that body, that relationship? But when you finally get there, something still feels missing. That's because the ego is never satisfied. Thinking like a monk means learning to observe the ego without letting it control you. It's like turning off a radio that only broadcasts noise so you can finally hear your own voice. Deep reflection. Purpose. Here comes one of the book's most powerful lessons: finding your purpose. Shetty explains that living without purpose is like sailing without a compass. You might row hard, but you will always feel lost. So what is purpose? It's aligning what you love, what you are good at, and what can serve the world. It's living with meaning. And let me ask you, have you ever stopped to think about what your purpose truly is? Or have you just been living on autopilot? Second emotional turning point: attachment. Another important teaching is about letting go. How many times do we suffer because we try to control everything: people, results, the future? But a monk learns to release control. This doesn't mean abandoning responsibility. It means understanding that we don't have power over everything. Excessive attachment is the root of frustration. And when we let go, something surprising happens. We gain freedom. What do you need to let go of today in order to finally live more lightly? Training the mind. Shetty teaches that the mind is like a garden. If we don't plant good seeds, weeds will take over. That means every day we must choose what to plant. Thoughts of gratitude or thoughts of comparison. Words of kindness or words of judgment. Habits of discipline or habits of procrastination. The mind must be trained just like a muscle. And the real question is, what have you been watering within yourself? Internal conflict, identity versus conditioning. One of the strongest ideas in the book is about identity. Many of us don't truly know who we are because we carry labels and expectations imposed on us since childhood. What did your family expect you to become? What did society demand from you? And who do you truly want to be? Thinking like a monk is an invitation to peel away these layers of conditioning until you find your true essence. It is looking into the mirror and, perhaps for the first time, seeing yourself without masks. The power of discipline. Another central idea: discipline is not a prison, it is freedom. It may sound contradictory, but it's true. When we develop discipline, we create space for conscious choices instead of automatic impulses. Monks wake up early, meditate, and repeat simple habits every day. And that's what strengthens them. Now imagine this. If you applied one small but consistent discipline in your life today, what could change in 6 months? Serving others. One of the most beautiful chapters of the book talks about service. Shetty explains that true happiness doesn't come from accumulating, it comes from sharing. Serving others is one of the most powerful ways to heal ourselves. Have you ever noticed how helping someone brings immediate peace? What if we started measuring our lives not by what we achieve, but by how much positive impact we create in the lives of others? Emotional climax. True peace. At the peak of the message, Jay reveals something powerful. Peace is not the absence of problems. Peace is the presence of purpose, clarity, and acceptance. Even in the middle of chaos, it is possible to feel peaceful when your life is aligned with what truly matters. A mind trained like a monk's mind is not an empty mind, it's a conscious mind. It's like finding a refuge within yourself so you never feel lost in the noise of the world again. Gentle and reflective conclusion. In the end, thinking like a monk means living with intention. It means choosing with clarity. Taking a deep breath when everything feels confusing. Remembering that you don't need to prove anything to anyone except your loyalty to yourself. Maybe your greatest mission is not to be the fastest, the richest, or the most admired. Maybe it is simply to be whole, authentic, and at peace. And now I invite you to reflect. If any sentence from this summary resonated with you, write one word in the comments that represents your journey today. It could be purpose, peace, detachment, or any word that feels meaningful to you. Because when we put our thoughts into words, we take the first step toward turning reflection into action. And that is exactly the spirit of Think Like a Monk. Transform the mind to transform life.